Let's go, guys. We have another game. This time we have the Abbasid Dynasty in the color red. It is Cat from 3D Clan. There you go. Against his opponent in the color blue, playing as the English. It's El Rey Araña. If you don't know what that means, it's like the Spider King. No, not a Spider-Man, this is the Spider King. Looks like he's from Spain. Anyway, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to give a like, subscribe. Let's get into it. Take a look at this follow-up camera. I love that feature. Like, I can just relax, put my hands away, and it will just works. It will just work. And I can even put this just to check, like, oh, let me take a look at his vision. Now, the cool thing about the Abbasid is that they can really have a aggressive scouting. Like, they can go to the other side of the map. Like, normally you want to go to the middle just to collect the sheep around you, then just go back around 1 minute 30 or something like that, just because your villagers will run out of sheep. But because you go to the berries first, you don't really gonna run out of sheep. So that's the cool thing about this. And looks like the Spider King went to the other side of the map. It's always fascinating to me when I see these matches. Somehow the scouts always go to the direction they should be. Like, this one goes to the right, the other one goes to the left, and just perfectly avoid each other. It's like they are talking to each other, like, hey, you go to the left, I go to the right, no problem. And it's just very funny to see. Now, Abbasid against English. This is a hard matchup for Abbasid. Personally, I can tell you that this is easily between English and Byzantines. This is probably the toughest matchups for Abbasid, just because they need to survive the feudal age. They need to survive the feudal age push. Indeed, we're not gonna see a king. It is the council hall. This kind of delays everything for you, because when you see a council hall, people are gonna attack you, and maybe you need to delay your second TC. So you need to focus on units, and then suddenly, if you cannot get your second TC up, you need to think about aging up, otherwise you're gonna die. The way I do it, I don't think it's the way you should do it, but at least from my experience, I just hit diamond like a few days ago, and in this matchup, I like to go to the culture wing, just so that I age up faster, and I completely skip the second town center, just because it's very risky. It is very risky. And what I'm seeing here is actually Cat going for the economic wing against the English. It's one of those decisions that is like, you better have God in your favor, because this is gonna be a tough one. You don't have the ability to age up quicker, and you don't have the military wing against English doesn't really work that well. But you know, economic wing is very, very greedy, and usually you do it because you want to go for 3 town centers. I guess he may want to have a second town center really fast before the English arrive, which it may be viable for him. So, but he's still gathering gold. He's still not going to stone, and the English are already there, and he's gonna throw some lombos. So it's gonna be really hard for him to defend his second town center. And indeed, economic wing is already here. Probably need a couple of upgrades, a fertile crescent for sure, and obviously fresh food stuff. Fresh food, yeah, it is fresh food stuff. What a weird name. But anyway, a couple of those, and you should be good to go. I mean, if you go for economic wing, you need to get the fertile crescent. You already have enough gold, and indeed he leaves the villagers from there, and he's gonna go for stable. The lombos are already there. 4 lombos on the way to your base. And look at that. This is pretty much asking for come on, man, kill me. It just reminds me of that meme there is of the Joker from the Batman movie, that is like, usually they tell like, oh, when you like work very hard and study at the same time, and you are like every day telling yourself that. You see the Joker walking in the middle of the highway, just telling, "Come on, do it. You can hit me. You can kill me now." Something like that. It's exactly what's happening here. See the horseman? I'm not sure where he is. There you go. And we see the archery range. So definitely no further crescent yet. Maybe he's not in his plans. Looks like he's actually going for... He actually went for wheelbarrow. So very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Looks like he will delay his second or potentially third TC for quite a long time. And I'm really curious to see how he deals with this. Now, looks like he's in a little bit of luck. His opponent is actually going for a second town center. And usually you see this kind of opening with the king, just because the king is free. And it basically do the same, right? Like have 4 lombos trying to take some villagers down, but the king is better because one thing is you didn't spend resources, food and wood to create those lombo men. And the other thing is that... Oh my god, these guys are not gonna arrive home. But the other thing is that, you know, you have extra resources to get the second TC faster. Not only you have a better harassing unit. So I'm really curious to see, like, why did he chose the Council Hall? And it looks like it's gonna be a second town center next to the gold. Probably thinking about, you know, the king is cool, everything's cool and everything with the king at the beginning, but you know, I don't really use it later, which makes sense, right? I mean, I'm not sure if the king is worth creating after, like, in later stages of the game. I'm not really sure about that. It's a great unit at the beginning, especially because it's a knight in the village, which not every civilization can counter. So it's just a really good unit at the beginning, but not later at the game. Maybe that's the reason he went for the Counting Hall. But now Cat, it's gonna go for those 3 TC. He has the economic wing. He already has 30 crescent. So he's gonna go for 3 TC at least. He's in luck, actually. I think he's in luck because the English could have punished this decision of going economic wing. And instead of that, he's like trying to mirror his opponent, like, hey, you wanna go 2 TCs or 3 TCs? I will go 2 TC as well. Like, try to match my opponent, trying to mirror, and that's usually what you do. But in this case, against the Abbasid, probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. Looks like the English will be staying in their base for quite a long time. That's the English dream, actually. Second TC going up. Actually, third TC. Another one about to go up here on the left next to the deer. Another one next to the berries. And with that, the Abbasids just... they're gonna start exploding. We usually don't see the economic wing with the Abbasid. That's a very, very strange one. Very strange one. Meanwhile, there's not much Cat can do at the moment. You know, deep dive into the English base at this time with only a handful of units. You're not really gonna get anything other than getting your units killed. Let's see if Spider King knows about... He doesn't know about the location of those town centers, I believe. Probably he knows about this one. And now Cat is just trying to be annoying with those units. But that's as much as you can do. Like, if you deep dive here into this town center, all these units are gonna die very, very soon. Very, very soon. Most likely, both players going for the Castle Age. Not most likely, I mean, they are going. Look at how many military units they have. Both are planning to go for a Castle Age. Let's see where they take it from there. Obviously, Abbasid has an advantage here because they are on an extra town center and they have fresh food staff, which you know, food is not gonna be quite an issue for them. Well, the English, they are very safe in their town. They're very, very safe in their base. And normally you go for the White Tower, but probably I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see a King's Palace. There you go. King's Palace is up, and with that, we gotta... I don't know if you got some snacks at home, but I think these guys are playing for the late game. If you go more than 2 TC, you want to reap the benefits like after 6 minutes into the game at least. Because this is a very greedy move. English already building a couple of barracks. Let's take a look at the Abbasid. They already have a stable and archery range. I'm gonna have another stable. Gonna build a blacksmith next to it. And both players aging up pretty much at the same time. Obviously, the English will age up faster, just because you don't control the speed of the age up for the Abbasid. So there you go. 3 town centers just right on time before his opponent catch up with the villager count. So both players are gonna be in a very equal positions in terms pretty much in army and economy. It's like the game stopped like 11 minutes just to start watching this, and I guess it's time to see some action. Already have 3 barracks. Veterancy for archers are coming. Military wing is the choice for the Abbasid, so we're gonna see some upgrades, especially for the composite bows. I don't know if he's gonna go for archers, but it's a really cool upgrade. Usually we see with the Abbasid, especially with boot camp. All those cooldowns are really tanky. And well, the English, they don't really need to go out in the map. They don't need to be exposed. There you go, another farm. And Cat already reached the castle age. Both players on 3 town centers. Now there is a debate. Let me know in the comments, which one do you think is better? Abbasid late game or English late game? There are many reasons for both players wanted to go for the late game, which means Imperial. Like the English obviously gets passive gold. If he managed to get some relics, if he managed to secure the relics and goes to Imperial, he can have a very good passive income. We're talking more than 1000 gold a minute if you gather all those relics and you have a lot of farms, which give you a very good late game, even if the gold runs out. Meanwhile, the Abbasid has a very good trait. You can get extra resources from it, besides a lot of economic bonuses that the English don't have are available for the Abbasid with the economic wing and the golden age. So looks like these players are just gonna be playing the relic game for the moment. A couple of monks are already there for Cat. Meanwhile, El Rey Araña not there with the monastery yet. It's like, actually not gonna... I don't need a monk for now. Just gonna keep focusing on the farms, which is a huge mistake, I believe. Like, you want to have control over those relics, especially when you think about it. Like, you're going 3 TCs. It's like, this game, nobody has the army to kill the other player, so might as well get those relics just to secure the late game. I already see the Abbasid already pumping those units. I already have 9 knights on the field, 8 archers. Meanwhile, the English are now with the longbows and the spearman. Walls are coming up for both players. More aggressive wall for the Abbasid player. Meanwhile, the English playing a little bit more conservative here. Gonna put the monastery here. Love to put a spot here for a keep, just to protect your farm economy. Ironclad, it's going up soon for the English, which means we will see some man-at-arms in the mix. Meanwhile, relics being gathered by Cat. Loses the relic. Already a monk on the way here to pick up this relic. There are 3 relics here that are on Cat's favor. Assuming this wall finishes, which it doesn't for the moment. It looks like we will have the first battle of the game finally. The spearman gonna run away for now. Run away from those archers. And Cat just deep dive with the Lancers. They don't care about the Spearman. It's just go there with the Camels and the Lancers. And looks like this is a very good fight for Cat. A lot of units went down for the English. But the English still have a very strong base, especially with the network of castles. +2 range armor coming for Cat as well. Gonna be sending those units into the English base. It's not a better feeling than having 12 Lancers in the game. And usually, like when you both players go castle, you want to have some map control because you're giving up the map control just because you went to castle age really fast. And just by having some Lancers already give you a lot of control over the relic. Like you can already see Cat is gathering 3 relics. 3 more coming home. Another one is almost guaranteed that it's going there for Cat, leaving the English with perhaps only 1 relic for him. Was there a relic for him? There you go. No relics for the English so far, which is a very, very scary situation. Relic is gonna come home for Cat. At the same time, both players reaching pretty much almost 100 villagers. It's been a little bit of an idle time for the English, apparently. Only 4 villagers were dead at the moment, so... It's like these archers. Do they have composite bows? Not yet, they're just coming here. Looks like Cat will be having 5 relics. And that's not a good position for English. It's not a good position at all. Both players with very similar army count, but the number of Lancers that Cat have is just... It just gives him a better army value, so... Even if they decide to engage, I feel like Cat has a lot of advantage here. More barracks coming up for Cat. It's like he's gonna start mixing some Gulams. While trying to exhaust all those food resources in the map. Just starting the farm transition, little by little. And now the English start pushing in the middle. It's actually a sprinkling placement in this outpost. Gonna get fortified. Just to secure the middle. Take a look at income per minute. Already 70 minutes into the game. Sorry about that, guys. Should be around 10 minutes. I change it. Now archers just melting everything here, but the Lombos actually doing a very good job so far. It looks like they will retreat for now behind the walls, just to be safer. Just this number of Lombos can pretty much almost one-shot a Lancer. Like 30 Lombos. Let me do some quick math, if I can make it quick. 10 damage, 30 Lombos, that's 300 damage against his armor. Yeah, pretty much one hit KO against those 30 archers. Almost there. More walls coming up for the English here. It looks like Cat is gonna put some towers, just have some vision. Let's take a look at his vision. He already have vision on pretty much half of the map. I already have another villager here just to sneak out and probably put another outpost just to check where is his enemy. It looks like he's trying to go for a raid. I already have a lot of Lancers, but looks like they will get spotted. Luckily for him, the villager is still alive, so the outpost potentially can go up. More economic upgrades going out for Cat. More blacksmith upgrades coming out for the English. Rey Araña. And look at the English archer against English villager against the normal villager. Looks like he will send the army here, but apparently this guy was afraid to finish the job and now he will pay for it. This outpost is gonna go up for sure. Grease Axles coming up for Cat. Looks like he already have 3 Mangolas in place. It's like, I don't need Imperial Age. Let's go, guys. Already have almost pop cap. And the Berkshire, it's right in the center of the economy of the English. With aging up with 24 villagers. This will pretty much force the opponent to go away. He doesn't have many military units to tank the Berkshire. I mean, those are castle age units, so they still will take a lot of damage from this keep. It's like Cat. Decide to stop for the moment. Does he know about the keep? He doesn't know. He's about to know now. He's about to know. In a very different way. There you go. Now he knows. Berkshire detected. Villager went down. Never mind. That's not a villager. That's an archer. Now the English already on the Imperial age. Look at those farms. How many farms he has? 46 farms so far. Can go even longer with the English, especially because they give gold. Enclosures are coming for him, so gonna have great passive gold coming for him. Despite that, 5 relics on the house for Cat, so he's gonna be having a great time. Looks like he's gonna go for the trade wing, and I don't think his opponent is gonna like it. It's because you have access to extra 25%, you know, gold value, and you have an extra resource, and you also have like extra 30% gold income. So it's like crazy stuff. The stone walls going up for the Abbasid. Looks like the stone wall won't be finished here, and the Lombos will come here to push. Elite upgrades for those Lombos, and the Spearmen are coming. And if there is a time to push, it is now. It is now. You have more military than your opponent. You are gonna get your elite upgrade soon. You need to go there now. At this point, you just pretty much forget about this. Like, your economy here is pretty much untouched. Just go for it while you still have a chance. Trade wing is gonna come in 35 seconds. And upgrades are just gonna take some time. It looks like he's forced to go back. But you know, with trade town centers, I wouldn't worry too much about some dead villagers. Not too much. I mean, you don't want all of them to die, but some are okay. Some are okay. Especially when you need to decide, like, should I push or go back to save the villagers? I think definitely you should push. Springle's out there for the English, but no siege with him at the moment. It's like the man-at-arms went for a raid here. Cat reaches the Imperial age. Keep getting built here. Cat doing a really good job at controlling the map. Nothing but gold for these farmers. Meanwhile, we're gonna see some camels. Are one of the best units in the Imperial age. Just because they are so cheap on gold, they only cost a little bit of wood. They're heavy on food, but they're basically like the better lancer because they can run faster. So they are really good units. It's like the keep went up here at the same time. English going for a push here. Incendiary arrows going up for him. But Cat is already thinking about trading. Have the trade post already set up. Just need to hit that bottom. Still plenty of gold in the map, so. Meanwhile, elite Gulams coming up for Cat. Canonic placement somewhere around there. Also, improved processing. Villagers drop 8% more resources. Guys, this is Abbasid Imperial age at its peak. While the English just gathering gold as much as he can. He doesn't have the tier 3 upgrade, so he's gonna lose some extra gold. Especially when you still have some gold in the map, you can try to get it just to get some extra gold income for yourself. And cannon placement already went here, and this, but looks like this keep is still gonna go down. A couple of bombards are already there for a Cat. Looks like these archers are gonna go for a raid. And while the English just killed 20 villagers, that's nothing here in the Imperial age. More traders coming for him, and these are stone walls, guys. Stone walls are not gonna be down at any time soon. The English is stuck at his base. Managed to take the keep down. Definitely a very, very important part of his strategy is to take this keep down before doing anything else. Otherwise, his gold is just gonna get denied. Meanwhile, no stone walls for the English. I already have 4 battering rams. Let's take a look at his production. 8 barracks, 3 archery range, 3 siege workshops, and 2 keeps. Meanwhile, his opponent, it's on 3 stables, 8 archery range, 6 barracks, and 2 siege. Pretty equal, I will say. Pretty equal. We haven't get to a point in the game where they all have like 30 buildings just to pump production like crazy. And this is a point in the game where a lot of people are asking, how do I finish? I'll let you know something. I'm also curious, because this is the kind of battle that I wish the wonders were cheaper, because they can just they have so much resources that all the units get restored very, very quickly. It's like mangonel shots into the English base. And looks like he's gonna have to retreat for now. He doesn't want to lose his army mass. Mangonels shooting at the battering rams, but looks like this wall is gonna come down. Never mind. Decides to retreat. A couple of sprinkles already there. A beautiful architecture, honestly. Let me take a look at that picture, man. You have time to appreciate those things. Oh, looks like, you know what? I'm actually going through the other door. Now, the English needs an upgrade. Let's see if he has it. Network of citadels. He doesn't have it yet. You need that upgrade. You need that upgrade. Start spamming some outposts, because this attack speed is just really something else. 3 mangonels are already there. Sprinkle goes down for the English. Meanwhile, the camels just doing a lot of damage here. Hand cannoneers on the back. You have so much gold. You can think about going those hand cannoneers for sure. Keep in the middle for El Rey Araña. It's like culverins are right there for Cat. Gonna take down the Springle. Rams are just pushing into the enemy base. Elite army tactics just coming out for the English. So all these man-at-arms still have very few HP. Very, very few. And looks like we have a choke point. At this point, let's take a look at the rally point. Everyone come here. Let's take a look at the rally point for Cat. Everyone come here, and that's exactly what's happening. It looks like the English, slow but steady, is pushing. Take a look at the Lombos. They do so much damage, and they attack from distance, so they actually doing a very, very good job. Well, there's plenty of gold for Cat. Almost 3,000 gold a minute. Not almost, it's 3,000 gold a minute. 3,000 food. How many villagers? 58 good. 58 villagers on foot. So he needs more production if he wants to push into the English base. Because the English is just pumping units non-stop. Gul'dams are already here. And looks like Cat will wait a little bit. Bot players is like, let's take a break, guys. No. We're only dying in the middle non-stop. We need another strategy. Kind of reminds me of the movie I saw yesterday called Kingdom of Heaven. It's about the Crusaders against the Sultanate to take down Jerusalem. Very cool movie. Old movie, 2005, but very well made. More stone walls coming here, as well as a keep. Well, you need to protect your siege at this point. There's nothing worse than losing the siege in the endgame. just because you need the siege to push forward. You need to take down those keeps, those production buildings, little by little. It's like the villagers won't be able to finish the wall. Sprinkles gonna be taking down those mangonels, but the covering is actually giving damage to those sprinkles. They're not gonna get alive for too long. Bombards just doing damage from the side. More units coming from the English. It's at this point where you think about, how can you beat the English? Like, they have infinite gold, even with 0 relics. They have infinite gold. How many? 0 villagers on gold. They still have 1,000 gold a minute, just because you have 55 villagers on the farms. You have the Berkshire. You have the network of castles, which, let's see if he has the bonus. He has the bonus network of citadels, which the keep doesn't give. Unfortunately, that's a bug. And it's very sad to see it, because this is a very important keep for him. So you need outpost. And I don't know if he's aware of that. I actually didn't know until I read something like, hey, network of citadels is actually bugged. You don't get the buff from the keeps. It's like, oh really? And then I actually seen this, and yes, they are not. You need to put outposts, which is worse because the outposts are very easily taken down by those bombards. So you need to put a lot of them. It's like biology is coming for the English. Gonna switch for the horseman now. Elite upgrades also coming for him. But looks like Cat, it's going there for a raid now. And it's not gonna matter much. Your opponent is on 3 TC as well, so you need to do some kind of damage. This is only a distraction for him. It's like the Rams are gonna go down. What kind of wall is this? Oh my god. Amazing. More camels in here. They have the move speed. I think they do. You are military academy coming out for Cat, as well as for the English. It's like the cannon emplacement coming out in this outpost. At this point, how do you push into the base? You have your Ghulams, you have your hand cannoneers, and you have some camels. But pretty much, you have a very decent army. In theory, you should be able to push. How do you do it here? And unfortunately, there is no outpost here, so all these units are not getting the upgrade. Or maybe they need to... They just need to engage. That's why they don't have the buff. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not back. I want to believe it's not back. More battering rams coming for the English. This is one of those positions where you need to multitask. You need to put some rams here, send some horsemen, harass, slowly get your opponent to focus on his base, and then slowly push into the enemy base. It's a really hard thing to do. Now the keep went down very quickly with a couple of bombards. It's like the last blacksmith upgrade is coming up for Cat. A classic keep battle between shares the most arrows 1 HP at a time. It's like the red keep fighting at the blue keep fighting at the mining camp. That's very funny. Meanwhile, the English, remember, you don't win this game by having villagers. You win this game with armies. Armies win you games. And English may be in a tough situation when it comes to the map control. But he has over 100 units. And he's going for a raid with those horsemen. At the same time, he's pushing into the middle of the map. Looks like he will retreat for now with those battering rams. Let's take a look at what's going on here. false alarm here, and now the horsemen come for a raid. Must take down some villagers, which is exactly what he wants, because he needs some space for the traders. So how many traders he has? Only a handful of 30 traders. And with that many traders and the food economy, this is how much food he has, 13,000. You can just pump units. You don't care about dying anymore. You just need to protect the siege. You need to protect the siege at all costs. Now Cat pumping out those military units just because the villagers died. Meanwhile, more units coming for the English now. Let's take a look at English vision. It's just here. Everything's happening here. Let's take a look at Cat's vision. He has vision more over here in the map. It's like more units keep coming here at the middle of the map. This is a very scary army, guys. This is a very scary army. A little bit of everything. Ulams, bombards, culverins, mangonels, camels. Meanwhile, the English, only wooden units. Spearmen, lombos. That's all we got, man. That's all we got. 3 bombards. It's gonna take down the Berkshire. Berkshire going down in the next hit. Managed to live another day. And now when you get into the English base, they do have a lot of attack speed. So it's gonna get harder for them. Another landmark went down. So like the Council Hall is going down. While the English forced to go back into his base. Landmark victory approaching. Bombards still alive. You gotta protect those siege at all cost. And indeed, he managed to pull everyone here just next to the siege. You don't want to lose your bombards. Looks like this bombard is gonna go down. He doesn't know where to attack. Magonel shots takes down a lot of lombos. More units coming for Cat. 72 camels on the queue. It's like the push will continue. At the same time, raid happening here, just taking down those traders. He needs to deal with that since handful of camel raiders just to deal with those horsemen. And well, the main push continues. It's like the town center will go down. And with that, a third landmark is going down for him. Mangonel's going down. The siege somehow is still alive. More units coming for Cat. Hand Cannoneers doing God's work here. And he taps out. Well played by these two players. Wow. What a game, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. And I will see you in the next one.